Good morning, shut-ins. What's going on?
Yo.
Someday I'm going to figure out how to bind this stuff. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Good morning. How are you?
Chilling like a villain.
So,
How you feeling?
not great.
Y'all ruined that man day yesterday, man. My dog had to take a nap. Look, right after we was done,
I was
we
like
had
in
to
a salt coma. I was in like a pickle salt coma.
He had to take a nap. He had to think about some things. He had to rethink this whole if I want to be on TV anymore, because only thing that satisfies y'all is humiliation.
So many reasons to not do the show.
He was like, that's why I wanted to do the back scenes. I didn't want to be sitting in front of the camera.
Exactly. I never, ever wanted to.
Good morning, everybody. JT, Dan, Lady J, Hygiene Knifer. Say what's up to my dog Zach for me.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like or love or whatever button. And for everyone out there, we appreciate it when you share. If all of you actually shared once somewhere, that would be amazing.
What's up, Ronnie?
But don't go. We love you guys, so don't put yourself in Facebook jail.
What's up, Graham?
And it would probably be helpful if you weren't sharing other people's stuff so much.
Graham, this your first time commenting? I don't think I've seen Graham Richards before.
Graham's going to be on the show today.
Oh, what up, Graham? Can't wait to talk to you.
He's going to play some music, too. And he has, an amazing setup.
Dad said, I'm so sorry, but, hey, we raised some money.
So we're also going to have Dan Skelton on the show today. He's going to do some squishing for us.
Okay, squishy.
And, yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome. We're excited. We raised some money yesterday, I guess.
So, Ronnie, I'm chilling, man.
I still, in retrospect, though, was kind of like, why did I drink that entire
What's up, Ruben?
cup of it?
It seemed like Ruben and Rodney always comment right next to each other every time.
Well, it's because the show just started, and they both like to watch.
Nah,
so
they be
join.
doing it during the show, too.
I don't think they know each other.
I know y'all should get to know each other. Y'all might end up being best friends.
Besties.
Like, yo, we met on the morning show in the comments.
So for those of you that missed it, yesterday I was cajoled into drinking a juice-sized, what they call a juice-sized cup of
Goldie better be on in the comments today, too.
pickle juice.
After what you made Mike go through.
Pickled egg juice. I'm sorry. No, pickled juice
Good
wouldn't
morning,
be so bad.
Jessica
It was pickled
B.
egg juice. Really bad. Really bad. That wasn't good. How's my volume, everyone, by the way, compared to Eric? Do we need to be louder? I feel like everyone else that comes on is super loud.
Man, where the rest of everybody at?
I think everyone's here.
I think we need to start tagging people. I think it should be y'all responsibility to start tagging other people to get in the comments and wake up. Okay, clearly it's some people that need to be in the comments that don't be up, and so we need some enthusiastic fans like Lady J. I'm not calling people out, but Lady J is a good fan, and she loves being enthusiastic and saying good morning. Yeah. I think she should do that and tag everybody.
Well, if you have some friends that you would like to hang out and watch the show, then that's
I'm not saying that you should do that, Lady J, but I'm saying everybody should participate in tagging their friends to come hop in the comments at least once.
Shout out to the people that are watching on your page, and shout out to the Masscan community folks that are watching through there.
Masscans watching?
Mass Cannabis Community.
That was different. If they're still asleep,
Masscan people
obviously don't have
watch, I think. Maybe, I'm sure they do.
That's true, Danny. That could be true.
So we got a show today.
Lady J said, I think if anyone can wake Keith up, they should win a prize.
Um,
Is Renee Carr new? Good morning, Renee, if I'm saying that right. Shantastic, is that how you say it? Shantastic?
Shantastic Dill. Thanks.
Shantastic deal.
So,
Volume is good.
really, that's Shan Wow. But she didn't keep the name. But thanks for joining us,
Shamwow?
Shannon. Her name.
You
Her
talking
name is Shan.
ShamWow like the
So I made up Shan Wow.
ShamWow is
Exactly. It picks everything up, right? It's like it cleans everything, picks it out, just gets it all up there, right?
Good morning, Ray.
She was looking for a new nickname, and I was coming up with a bunch of them. Shantastic is also from me. We came up with it. She chose, so she came up with it, I guess. But. Morning to Grant Smith. Shout out to Grant in Rianne.
Grant. Where's Grant? Grant in the comments?
He liked the stream. I'm looking at who liked it.
Oh, okay.
And Carajoy, in case y'all should comment. So Eric
Much love, Grant.
So Eric watches every comment, pretty much every comment that comes through. So y'all should be commenting.
Yeah, of course.
Because he likes to see it. He likes to talk with you guys.
Because y'all be having some funny stuff to say.
We are gonna go live to Nick the Intern, who is still on vacation.
Nick.
So let's, Nick, can you hear us? Nick? I think Nick's watching the show.
Oh, my bad. I was sleeping. The beach is so peaceful down here this time of day.
Nick the Intern, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you guys for waking me up on time. You know, the turn down service that Mike provides is actually really nice.
Remind us again where you are.
Indonesia.
You're in Indonesia. Not necessarily a specific area, just generally in Indonesia.
Yes.
Okay, great. Nick, before we get into a couple of topics,
can you splash some water for us?
Show us how grainy that sand is. Nick, before we get into it, can you I noticed actually it looks like you have a new neck brace. The other one the other day was like blue, and this one's a little different.
So RuPaul saw the show and said, "Sweetheart, no, you can't be wearing those types of neck braces during a pandemic." And so he sent me a link to get the bedazzled one, because that way people will actually see you when you're walking and they won't, bust into you, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, what I was going to say is now that it's sort of iridescent and reflective, now cars will have a lot easier of a time to hit you as they're backing out of driveways.
I was hoping they would see me so they wouldn't do that, but I guess I just have one of those faces.
Well, it can work both ways, right?
I guess. I hope not.
So, Nick,
what's your plans for today?
My plans for today, listen, I'm very, very busy down here. I've been trying to get some things situated for you guys, right? And so I found out about this restaurant in Peabody. Do you know where Peabody is? Peabody, Massachusetts.
I think we've heard of it.
Okay, so there's this place in Peabody, Massachusetts, right? It's this barbecue joint, and I've been trying to get a hold. It's called Stanzi's, and they got this pit master barbecue plate, and it's got barbecue chicken and pulled pork, and they got appetizers with biscuits and gravy and 100 different types of whiskeys, and I've been missing that place. And so I've been very depressed, and I've called my therapist, and I've talked to all these different people while I've been down here in Indonesia, how I can possibly get something like that. And they said, "Nikki, this is a pandemic. You can't do that." I said, "But what about the barbecue? Is anybody else missing barbecue like me right now? I miss barbecue."
Huh.
So what's the temperature?
It's like 80, bro. It's like
Lady J.
Shaq's nuts. Feels like Shaq's nuts after a game. The humidity.
You
I
don't think you? Okay, so you think they stay nice and cool then, relatively speaking.
no, no,
Oh,
no. I think they get like really moist. I mean, we could ask Eric. He's an
Wow.
athlete, right?
Yeah,
why don't we get to the first topic we wanted to talk about today? I believe that was Joe Exotic.
Oh, Joe Exotic. Yo, he's like a new idol of mine, honestly. Like I think I've seen him on the Netflix talking about Carol Baskin. If you don't know who Carol Baskin is, she fed her husband to lions, apparently,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I said to myself, I said, who would be the best person to give the TV show Good Morning Shut-ins the best perspective of what's going on in that world? And so I called Dylan Page and I asked him, actually I called his agent because, he's so important now that he's done absolutely nothing but, fuck Joe Exotic. And like now he says he's trying to adjust to these times as I could imagine. I can't imagine adjusting to these times because I'm sitting here in Indonesia dreaming about barbecue, thinking about Shaq's nuts. So I don't think that's what he's doing. So I can't really imagine that. Can you? Why wouldn't he want to talk to us? I'm kind of hurt.
Yeah, I'm not. So yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure he's a very busy man.
Doing what? Crystal meth and playing with tigers?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe there's like a live web feed cam where we can follow and track his progress.
I hope so. I hope he's doing okay during these times. Can we have a moment of silence for that boy, please? Because like he really needs some prayer or Jesus. I'm Jewish and he might need Jesus. Does that make sense? Like I don't think I'm qualified to bring him the help that he needs. And I thought Good Morning Shut-ins, because he smokes weed, he's about the cannabis. I thought that this would be a good solution for him to transition from crystal meth and pussycats to cannabis and football. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe we could have given him something, man. Just maybe.
Well, Nick, so how much longer are you planning on being out there in Indonesia?
Well, my homie's working on a shrink ray right now. And so like I'm gonna try to come to you guys from a grassy area next time. I'm gonna try to bring myself down to size and, really get myself a good location to broadcast my sexiness from.
Well, Godspeed, Nick the intern. We really appreciate you coming on today, and we are we going to see you tomorrow?
Well, the problem is I'm trying to get out of here. So if you could buy me a plane ticket back home, I would appreciate
Okay,
it.
all right, Nick the intern. We really appreciate you joining us today, and yeah, we can't wait to have you back on the show again. Hold on, everyone. Hold on, I need to hold on here. I need to get right here. Andy's okay. Folks, that was Nick the intern. We really appreciate him spending some time with us from Indonesia this morning.
Yeah, we got some good folks behind the scenes for us. Right, Jen? That's what I'm
Did
saying.
Nick say something about he's getting a plane ticket, right? I think that's what he said. He's all set. We appreciate Nick. Up next in a few minutes, we're gonna have Dan Skelton on.
Two socks. Who's that?
Johnny Two Socks? I don't know who Johnny Two Socks is. It's a nice nickname, though.
Lori. Hey. Good morning.
Oh, we got to do a contest.
Giving out contests.
Today's T-shirts.
You didn't even tell nobody about
T-shirts.
the tie.
T-shirts. Yeah, it's a nice tie.
He ain't even care about telling people about his tie. Y'all
Nobody
don't
cares about
forgot.
the tie.
Yeah, because they want what's underneath.
It's gross.
They want to hit that dude. Yeah, hey, give me a little bit of that doobie.
Can we talk for just a minute about yesterday's pickled egg juice challenge?
Yo, they want that doobie.
So folks, if you missed yesterday,
It was very interesting.
oh yeah, you had a huge amount of fun, I think, yesterday with that. So yesterday, apparently the folks in the audience decided that it would be a great idea for me to drink a glass of pickled egg juice.
They only made you do it because of the way you reacted after I did it.
Well, and I don't even eat pickled anything. Like, I'm not really down.
Hey, Sarah.
I'm not really down with that.
It is funny, huh?
No. Sarah, come on. I think the intern is going to be
Jessica
okay,
B
right?
said, sad I missed it the one day I work. You can go back and watch it, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the cool
Maybe
thing
we'll-
about all this.
Maybe we'll clip it and play it for everybody.
I like
We're
it when
gonna have our man Dan the Man. Hey Sarah, how are you? How's your day going?
Yeah, so up next we're gonna have Dan Skelton. I'm excited.
Johnny Two Socks from Twitch said, "Dude is hitting that liquid weed. Nice liquid weed. I've never heard somebody call it liquid weed. Yes, you're right. It is liquid weed, but that is a very interesting name for cannabis.
Well, I guess if it's in the cart, right? If it's
How you say that name? Morning, guys. Thanks. Hey, share some of that tincture, Eric. Come on and get some.
whose tincture is it?
Come on and get some.
So it's Irva's tincture, and I'll flash their
Irva.
logo a little.
This is the
a little
love
bit.
potion for all you ladies
I
out
wasn't ready
there.
to flash the logo yet.
I'm drinking. Got a little bit of that love
Irva.
potion
ERVA. They sent us some tincture. It was very nice of them.
to put me in a.
They're
good
also doing this
mood.
whole thing with hand sanitizer stuff that they're
Hand sanitizer.
giving for free, but you pay for shipping and handling. And they're not huge, so I'm sure it is what it is, whatever it is. But it's free.
It's usually free, and then
Did you use
pay
any of it?
$20 for shipping and handling.
So can I tell you something?
That's what the infomercials
The first
be doing.
time he came in the thing, right, and we didn't know who he was, and he pasted that in the comments. He was trying to tell everyone that he had free hand sanitizer, and all they had to pay for was shipping and handling. And I said the exact same thing. We didn't know who he was yet. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be like $15-20 for shipping and handling, right? And he wrote to me, and he's like, but dude, I just need to like cover my costs and stuff, you know, like I'm just trying to, I want to be able to give them away for free.
Of course.
So I don't know. It'll be
That's
interesting.
what the infomercials do too.
It'd be interesting to know how much it is, but
It
doesn't matter.
Make your money.
What it is, right?
Johnny Two Socks said,
can't
"Hold
find it in
that
the
under your
store.
tongue a couple minutes, man. Man, I ain't finna hold it underneath my tongue. I gotta talk. I gotta interact with people."
Did anyone say anything in the comments about the fact that
Sarah.
I lived in Lizzie Borden's house? It's kind of ridiculous.
Sarah said, "You're always so relaxed. Need some of that." Oh yeah.
So
It's also early.
I'm really excited. Oh, contest T-shirts.
Oh, that's
We gotta
tight.
give away the T-shirts. We got to do it now.
It says it's pronounced Vivian, only spelled the French way, Eric. I hope you didn't say that with a little attitude when you added the Eric at the end. Miss Vivian.
Eric. What if she said like Eric? Only spelled the French way. Eric. Oh, Eric.
Ruben said they
I
can
should
do
do
local
French woman
pickup for
voiceovers,
free.
apparently. Oh, that's interesting. Why isn't that
Good morning, Averill.
Did Averill make it in? We love Averill.
Good morning to you. I hope you have a wonderful day too. It's my morning serenade for y'all out there.
You should be careful because a lot
Ruben said, and shipping is $4, not $15, my brother. Get it right. Sheila said, I love Lizzie Borden's house. Vivian said, LMAO, no attitude error. That's good. That's good. Andrew to the Muddy. What's goody, man? Good morning to you.
Oh, Booerns. Not to Andrew Muddy. I love Andrew.
And Ruben said,
so
and
Andrew,
I can waive the shipping cost for an essential worker if they reach out.
That's very awesome of him. By the way,
Sarah said, tell us more about Lizzie Borden's house.
Oh, now you want to know.
Johnny Tusock said, your singing skills are superb. Thank you, my brother. Mwah.
So by the way, so just so everyone knows, so the change in demeanor is because you got up and exercised early in the morning.
No, I had food.
Oh, you did have a little bit of food, but you
Nate,
also exercised.
The great Nate Diggity Dog. Nate Diggity 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 Dog.
Shout out to Healthy Features Farms. And shout out to Between the Rows.
Shipping is $5.80 for jam.
Who said that?
Averill said that.
Oh. Okay. Was that must be for us.
Andrew Muddy, your boy's planning to come up here later.
Do you want to do that? You want to go do a social?
You boys coming
Yeah,
up.
he means us, not everyone else, not other boys. He means you and I. You want to go up and he's got a whole new spot. So just before we go to Dan Skelton from Between the Rows. Dan Skelton from Between the Rows. Dan, we're going to come to you in just a sec, so chill for just 1 second. I'm really excited. We have all kinds of amazing guests that are coming up. Fuck the t-shirt thing. All kinds of amazing guests coming up, including Andrew Muddy and Danny Danko on Saturday. So we're having both of them on Saturday, which is really awesome and sweet.
Danny Dank.
And tomorrow we're having Koi Pham on, and he's the comic book artist, and he's done stuff for DC Comics and for Marvel. So that's going to be really cool, and you can talk to him about making you a character, maybe.
Averill said we're all crashing Andrew Muddy's house. Muddy. You finna have police at your place.
A lot of people have been waiting for Andrew to come back and do another like session on showing us gross stuff. People really enjoyed that. So he's going to start doing that on Saturdays.
Okay, Ashley said, nice tie, Michael.
Well, thank you.
Ooh.
So it's got little... Dan's like... So Averill Andre in the comments, and you might have heard Dan say Skelton. He's the squishing master. So let's go over to Dan right now because we belabored this long enough. Poor Dan has been so patient waiting for us.
He was like, man, come on.
Dan Skelton from Between the Rows, how are you today?
Hey guys, how are you?
We're doing great. We're lovely of you to join us today. We noticed you have an awesome T-shirt on.
That's my people right there.
So, ironically enough, Dan, those are the T-shirts that we're giving away today.
Oh, comfortable, functional, stylish. You can't beat it.
Awesome job. Dan, do us a favor. You kind of have seen how we run contests on the show. We have 2 T-shirts to give away, so maybe that means 2 winners, or maybe it just means 1 winner gets 2 T-shirts. But why don't you tell us what the contest should be today before you get into your squishing stuff?
Let's see. I don't want to do a trivia question because somebody can just Google it while we're watching, right?
Yeah, no, we like, yeah. I mean, you can do the whole like pick a number between something and something. You want to do that?
Guess my favorite strain.
All right, folks. And so for folks who and Dan's wife, please don't ruin it for everybody because she probably knows. But for everyone else, what Dan's talking about is cannabis strains. So everyone guess in the comments what Dan's favorite strain is, and if you get it right, you're gonna win, and you're gonna win 2 T-shirts.
Or do you want to do 2 contests or just 1 contest full of T-shirts?
Well,
let's do 2 winners.
Yeah, no, you're right. We should do 2 winners, right? So who's the other winner going to be? How do we choose that?
Do Eric's favorite funny question.
No. I got it. Well, I don't know.
We can do a number.
That's fine. What is it? Eric's funny comment. What was it?
Gotta make me laugh.
Yeah, Eric's favorite comment.
Make me laugh.
Okay, I got you. All right, so we're giving away 2 T-shirts today. 2 Between the Rows T-shirts. Dan, show it off for just one more second again.
Go ahead, Jessica.
We're giving away 2 Between the Rows T-shirts. Everyone wants these. No one's been able to get them. There's only like 3 or 4 people in existence outside of those of us who are in the inner circle. So all of you want. Yeah, so there's 2 contests. There's 2 ways to win. One person might actually win both T-shirts, ironically. So one is that you have to put your favorite strain in the comments. The other one is that you have to put you have to make Eric laugh, right? Or just you have to be Eric's favorite comment by the end of the day. Show. It feels like it's going to be a day.
My favorite
shout out to Nate who joined. Shout out to
Jessica, you can guess, of course.
Tanya. I don't think Tanya commented. We love you, Tanya. Don and Sheila. Thanks to everyone for joining. All right. So the reason why we're here today, though, with Dan, is because Dan is going to show us how to extract rosin from flour. So, Dan, why don't you explain to us what that's all about?
So basically, the idea is the end result is rosin, which is cannabis extract. And the way we achieve that is, unlike any other extracts that you see, every other extract uses some form of a chemical, a gas, a solvent, some way to pull the trichomes or the resin heads off of the flour. So you separate the flour from the stuff that actually gets you, for lack of a better term, gets you high. I mean, the good stuff. It takes the good stuff out, leaves the bad stuff behind. We achieve that through heat and pressure. We don't have to blast it with butane, don't have to blast it with hexane, don't have to mix it with isopropyl or Everclear or any of the other high solvent, nasty, gross methods. I know a couple people, that are.
What are their names, Dan? What are their names? I'm just kidding. Go on.
All right. So, what was I saying? The folks that I know that have access to labs or have family that run labs have shown me test results on shatter that has been blasted with butane, and no matter how much you back purge or try to clean it or make it as clean as possible, it still shows up at like a 0.0009% or 0.009%. It's still a remnant of a butane or a hexane molecule locked in that shatter, and the gray matter in your brain collects that. There's no way to flush those toxins out of your brain. It's almost like aluminum. It's not proven to cause Alzheimer's, but they have links to it. So if you're putting heavy metals and noxious things into your system knowingly, that's kind of bad. So I am all for solvent-free extracts. Make sense?
It does. So how are some ways that what you're doing, and for some people who have never seen it before, it's a little it's not, I was going to use horrifying, that's such a strong word. It's sad though, because you're taking flour that you're used to consuming that way and you're squishing it, and then it's not really usable afterwards because you've taken out all the stuff. And I'm trying to let you explain it, but talk to us about the stuff that comes out.
So basically, when you grow cannabis, the what you're looking to do, especially if you're going for a THC heavy cannabis, I'm not talking hemp, I'm not talking CBD, I'm talking high potency, high THC cannabis. Uh, you could hang, dry, cure that flower, smoke it like you normally do. I do that. I enjoy flower. But with this, I take all of the active ingredients off of that plant, all the shiny resin heads, the trichomes. We heat them up to an even temperature. We squish them at a certain pressure, and it extrudes it. So now when you're left over, you have all of your active ingredient left on the parchment paper, which we'll be getting to, and you scrape that off with a dabber. But what's left over is what we call a puck. And that puck is the remnants of the flour in a squish bag. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. That's just a micron screen, which allows the rosin to flow out while holding in the flour. I'll show you the end result after you squish. But once you squish that, you can then take those pucks and drop them into your butter, drop them into a coconut oil, simmer them for a couple of hours, pull the dead pucks out, chuck them away. The leftover product is an activated coconut butter or coconut oil or butter. And you can use that for cooking, edibles, tinctures, topicals. The list goes on. But what I'm doing is removing all of the plant flour material from the active ingredient.
Okay. So, and forgive me if you alluded to this already, but like, how do people use that? Like, you're squishing some stuff out of the flour, but then, so where does that get used, and how do people, right? Because sometimes it might go into edibles or something, but other times it might get smoked, right?
So that's the I guess you would call the term that the kids are using. You dab it. So basically, it's a non-combusting vaporization of your THC oil. It's the cleanest way out. It leaves a zero residue, and you're not combusting. So you're not getting the high enough temperatures to actually convert your product into like a carbon chain while smoking it. So when you light a joint on fire, the smoke that comes off, that's burning, that's combustion. So as you're inhaling your joint, you're inhaling the carbons, you're inhaling the nastiest parts of the smoke, you're inhaling dead plants. When you vaporize a rosin product, you're still obviously not putting clean air into your lungs, but you're putting less carbon, less burn, less growth into your lungs. You're just going for, okay, so consider it moonshine to beer. If that helps make like an allegory. You know what I mean? Where you can take a sip of moonshine or you can drink 2 beers. So that's all we're doing is we're concentrating it, that's the name concentrates, and just giving it a different delivery system. But the fun part about rosin is you can get creative with it. You can roll this out like a Play-Doh snake, wrap it around the joint, roll that joint in keef. The rosin is so sticky it holds all that keef. And then you've got yourself a nice moon rock joint that will send you to the stratosphere. I mean, you guys have definitely smoked a couple of fun ones with me, so I think we know that.
Thanks for outing us on the air, Dan. No, we're just kidding. We have no problem. We have no problem with that. Dan, why don't you show us around the squishing machine and tell us what we're seeing, and then sort of maybe describe the process of what you're going to do.
Sure. So basically, the first step is prepping your parchment paper. Parchment paper is every single baking section of the grocery store. You see saran wrap, you see tinfoil, you're going to see parchment paper. What I like to do is fold it in half, fold the edges in like so. I don't know if you can see that too well.
We can. Yep.
That holds the shape, otherwise it curls back up and it bites it. So let's see. We are going to prepare our flour in the micron bag like I showed you. I've got about 4 grams or so of this harvest that I pulled. I plucked these plants about 5 days ago now. They've been hanging. No real trim, no real manicure, no real love on it because I want all of the crispness. Anything that's a sugar leaf, anything that's got a bit of a shine to it goes in the bag. Flatten it all out, work it into the corners, make sure you've got no void. And this one is a stud muffin strain by Jinx Fruit, which is a cross of his 9-pound hammer with a lemon haze, I believe. And it smells like lemon gasoline. I mean, it is amazing. So let's see if we can swap this. You know, there were some issues earlier with reflection, so I tried to shadow the back so you can see it a little bit better. So this is your basic, well, not basic. This is a more on the higher end rosin press. You can build something like this yourself, but the reason that we went with this one is just strength, warranty, made in America. Can't beat these guys when it comes to quality. So I've got my titanium plates, which have dual heating rods and a temperature sensor. So what that does is evenly distributes the temperature across each plate from corner to corner. I know that it's got the exact temperature that I'm looking for, which is anywhere from 180 to 220, depending on what you're pressing. And then I've got my little hydraulic pump. It's a hand pump. It's got a pressure gauge on it, so I can see this one redlines with 10,000 pounds. I don't know if you can see that too well with the light behind. And basically what I do is you crank on the pump, which moves the plate, and you can kind of see they get down to 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our parchment paper in there, and we're going to put our flour into the parchment paper, and we're going to give it a squish, and you'll see the beautiful amber rosin flowing forward. Now, I'm not used to doing this one-handed. I may have to push it down for half a second. I'm not really sure. That might work.
Just face. Oh yeah, you're still close. You're good.
Am I good?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm holding it with my knees and not looking.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crafty.
Talented.
No wonder your wife keeps you around.
I can reach the stuff on the high shelves. I don't know if you know that. That's my main job around the house, reaching stuff that's up high. So, arrange our paper. We're going to put our squish bag in. I like to set it about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the plate, because I want that stuff to flow forward.
And bring the camera back from your betwixt your knees when you're ready.
Betwixt my knees. So let me flip around for a minute.
So, and just so people understand that, so you're applying not just pressure with that hand pump, and the sort of the hydraulics behind pressing the plates together, but there's also heat there too, right?
Yes. So I've had these on for about 45 minutes now. Any press that you buy or assemble or build, your plates, when you say I set them to 200 degrees, they're going to go up to 210 and hold there for about 10 minutes or so. So it gets all of the temperature even to the edge of the plate, and then it'll slowly walk itself down to that 200 that you want. So don't think that you're going to sit in front of a machine, flip it on, crank down some pressure, and make rosin. There's prep time, there's setup, there's it's a time-consuming process.
Okay.
But the beauty part is, once this comes out of the machine, I can consume it. I don't have to put it into a vacuum oven. I don't have to put it into a magnetic stirrer. I don't have to alter this in any way. I can consume it right away, and it's the freshest expression of the turf off the plant, I feel, come from this method. When I fresh press what I call live rosin, meaning that the plant hasn't been trimmed, dried, or cured, it just got snipped and hung. We were supposed to do this a couple days ago, so it would be a little bit of a lighter color because nothing's really had a chance to harden.
Do you freeze it?
Yes. Well, when it's fresher off the vine, you freeze it to kind of help pull some of that moisture out in just a few hours, 2 or 3 hours in the freezer. You don't have to have the cryo freezer. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. I mean, your regular freezer is fine. When you freeze a cannabis plant, what you're doing is making those resin heads the trichomes really brittle and really straight, and everything stands up and gets crispy. So when you're pressing, those resin heads are available. Everything just kind of slides off a little bit easier.
Yeah, and Paolo in the comments is saying you're not decarbulating when.
That's not the goal. No. Decarb is not the goal, which is why we try to stay under 220 and we press for 5 minutes or less. Now, you do start the decarb process a little bit, but not in the traditional, 25 minutes at 225. Or I think we've had this conversation before where everybody decarbs about or argues about what a proper decarb is. And every single hippie out there is gonna be like, no, man, you got to do it on a full moon, standing on 1 foot. And it's
so people understand, like, so decarbing is the process in which we're turning. I'm gonna sound so stupid. It's basically from one THC to type to another, right? And
you can't pull a bud off a plant, throw it in your mouth, eat it, and swallow it and get high. Our endocannabinoid system doesn't link with the molecule that way.
So and somebody in the comments will say, but it's like THCA versus THC C, right?
Yep.
Or something.
Okay.
And so, like you're saying, when you pull the bud off the plant, the THC is in a particular form, which when you smoke it and you put like fire to it, that's causing that THC to decarbulate, and then as you're inhaling it and absorbing it, it's the right kind of THC for you to feel the effects. But when you cook it or add it into some sort of food, you need to make sure that it's decarbulated because you're not putting fire to it. And so that's what we're talking about is there's sort of ranges. It's a combination of both heat and time that decarbulates it. And so what you're doing though is you're saying you're applying heat, but it's for a very short amount of time, and so it's not
lower
really
heat too.
I'm sorry?
It's a lower heat.
Okay.
My theory on decarb is it happens over 225. Between 225 and 240 for an extended period of time, you change the molecule.
Okay.
I'm staying under 220 every single time, and I'm pressing for minutes. It's a quick get in, get out. You don't want to change that molecule. You are changing it slightly because you are adding a little bit of heat. So you do start the first step of the decarb process, but it doesn't matter. You're ingesting it with a couple 100 degrees worth of heat anyways when you dab it. So it decarbs then. Now, if you were to take this rosin and try to put it into a food product, you do want to decarb. You want to add it to a butter. You can bake it in the oven. You can, simmer it in a coconut oil. There's many different ways that you can make it a THCA available molecule. That's up to you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because people
in the comments.
No, people in the comments are trying to tell me how to pronounce it, and no, I know it's early, and I'm a little dehydrated. I'm a little dehydrated because a bunch of people yesterday donated money to charity to cajole me into drinking a big glass of pickled egg juice.
No.
Thank you, Dan, for being one of those.
I was about to say,
people.
Dan,
Thank you, Dan. We
no,
appreciate it.
He wasn't participating.
We appreciate it.
Oh, we're over here. All right. So,
decarboxylation.
Okay, all right. We've got movement already, so I haven't even.
Yeah. Show us.
This is the beginning.
So right now, just as a recap, you've got this machine. It applies heat and pressure. You put your bud in a little like neti bag, and then it goes in between parchment paper, and you're going to squish it and apply heat and pressure, and then stuff oozes out of it, and that stuff is concentrate, which is not processed in any way. It's just completely taken out of the plant. And yeah, Dan, step us through. Tell us what we're seeing.
So this is the first time that I'm pressing this strain. I'm kind of surprised. I don't even have 1,000 pounds of pressure on it yet, and it's already starting to leak. That's a good sign. Now, this is how I judge your growth. And I will be as judgmental as anybody out there. If your grow doesn't give me oil, you grew garbage. basically, man, look at how beautiful that amber
Well, and
is.
that's why the real way to sort of determine success around cultivation is really oil per like watt or oil per square foot, or depending on
It
the
starts,
metric.
yeah, it starts with gram per watt, and then you convert gram to gram, and then you can do the math pretty easily from there. So most growers try to go gram to gram and a half per watt is the HPS kind of standard when you use a high pressure sodium lamp. Gram per watt is a metric that you use to see, am I spending too much on light? Am I getting what I'm supposed to do? Now, can you see that bubbling?
Yeah, that looks delicious.
Yeah, that is.
Get a little closer. Can you get a tiny bit closer? Yeah.
I also don't want to get my phone sticky. This stuff is literally glue.
Get your phone sticky. Get your phone sticky. we'll smoke your phone.
I would.
Well, it's an excuse to get a new one. Wow, look at that. That's really cool, Dan. And Dan, remind us what strain this is that you're squishing.
This is a
wait. What? If it's your favorite strain, you can't say it because
no,
then
no. I can't call it my favorite because I haven't smoked it yet.
Okay.
It is a strain by a Massachusetts breeder, Jinx Proof. He has a strain called 9 Pound Hammer that he's pretty damn famous for, and he crossed that with a Super Lemon Haze, I believe it was, and came up with this. It's called Stud Muffin, and it's seeds that I got at last year's Harvest Cup.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, the rally. I got it at the Freedom Rally, and he's just doing a limited run of it. I don't think he's ever going to bring it back again. I think this is going to be his only run. Let's see if I can get some light on here.
Eric's sad that he doesn't get to sample that right now.
If you guys want a social distance, I've got a back porch and a big ass picnic table.
Did you say you also have a Sega Genesis?
Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. I've got the Atari system in the living room if you guys want to really kick it old school. In the box still. That's right.
Nice.
We should play. You know how people like Eric is gonna start doing his own streaming soon.
Oh, nice.
Like video game streaming. So like people, and when you do that, you have to like watch for hours, or not watch. He has to do it for hours.
All right, what are we playing?
I think we should start our own video game streaming thing, but it'll be all like extreme retro games.
Do like speed runs on Mario?
Sure.
They do that on Twitch.
Yeah, they some of that stuff they do on Twitch, but even like some of the games where you play against each other. I want to do Super Tecmo Bowl.
You don't want none.
By the way, I seriously already looked for a solution that like you could do it social distance style, and I can't find. That doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
You need the Nintendo controller extension, and if you want, you can stand outside the living room window, and I'll put it on the big screen, and then we could.
There you go. Maybe when it gets warmer. So Dan, how long are you done squishing? How long do you squish for?
I am just ramping up the pressure a little bit, and now that you can kind of see all those bubbles are starting to slow down, all that boiling, basically, for lack of a better term, is starting to slow down. That's when I say that it's about done. Now, if you give me a second here, I can.
I'm gonna go to
a little bit.
Time's running out.
So we'll release the pressure. Let's use the top of the machine here. Basically, this is the puck. It's kind of warm right now, but that you can see started off puffy as can be, has turned into absolutely nothing. And I'm going to press that again so you can go a second press. I don't know if you can see how yellow the corner of that bag is.
Yes.
That is rosin that still gets trapped in the bag a little bit. So once I get 4 or 5 pucks done, I'll stack them back up. I'll put them back in the machine, and I will run them again. And the second run will come out with a little bit of darker product. This is the gold, though. This is the first press. And I wish, we need to work on technologies in this country, because if we had smell-o-vision right now, the whole audience would be going nuts. This is unbelievably terpy, rich, citrusy, with a back-noted gas like you wouldn't believe.
How much do you think you pulled out of there?
So I put about 3 grams or so in, and I would say that that's better than half a gram when all is said and done. It's kind of hard to tell, but you see all those wrinkles? That's not wrinkles. Those are lines of rosin. That's a flat piece of paper.
Yep.
And then you get to the thick, thick ones on the outside edge, and I just touched it with my hand. Damn it. All right. So my hand is stuck to everything today. All right, that's the concept. You can guess what my hand is stuck to.
It's not decarb yet.
No, you don't want to eat that. You want to dab that. You want to smoke that. You want to.
We'll just heat up the thing and then just slide your finger across real quick. You might get a little skin, but
Oh my God! But it might get a little skin, he says. So let's see if we can. Let's do this real quick. One of the ways that I collect the rosin off the paper, I've got an ice pack, I've got a silicone mat, and I've got a little dab tool. So when this stuff first comes off the press, it is super liquidy. It's like liquid crazy glue. As you get it cold, it stiffens up. You can collect it a little bit easier. You heat it back up again, it turns into soup. Let's see if I can pull a nice little ball here. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. So this is just
Dan, I noticed the guitar on your wall. Oh wow, that's nice.
That's a 2-second, just ran it across the paper. There's still the bulk of it in place, but I just wanted to show you. I mean, that is lit improperly, is what that is. That is not lit properly.
Sheila gave you 5 stars.
Very nice.
So Sheila gave me 5 stars. Thank you, Sheila. Now, how many stars equal $1? That's my question.
Well, so we're not quite yet eligible for the Facebook monetization where people can give us stars yet. But usually, like, a star's 1 penny.
Oh, nice.
So if you give somebody 50 stars, that's 50 cents.
In this economy, you know how much that's worth?
Yeah, about 50 cents. It's
about
cool.
50 cents. That's right.
50 cents.
Not even a cup of coffee anymore. So, yeah, see, I took it off the ice and it's already turning back to the soup. It's even starting to fall off the dabber.
Very cool.
So, you were going to ask about my guitar.
No, well, no, I was going to do some fill-in, and I was going to just mention that clearly you play it a lot because it's like permanently affixed to your wall.
Heather said, "I bet it
played
smells
a lot
awesome."
before my injury last year, which kind of slowed it down. My left hand, I hurt in an industrial accident.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My apologies. I didn't mean to bring up such a
Ronnie said it looks
subject.
good.
What did Ronnie say?
Looks good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Heather Marie Brown says she bets it smells awesome.
It's amazing. So basically, like I was saying, I judge your grow by how much oil pumps out of there. And I don't know if lighting it helps or not.
I judge your grow by the fact that you have no powdery mildew or bug problems.
Never. Any issues that show up, if it's powdery mildew and you keep growing and you don't destroy that crop and start fresh after cleaning your area, that's why I don't smoke with people a lot.
Dan, just before we go, so an interesting thing I sort of just thought about was this is sort of like a very clean and natural way to extract cannabis, THC from cannabis, right? The other ways are obviously use different forms of chemicals or whatever. Some of them are cleaner than others.
Right.
But what I will say is, interestingly, is that the reason why a lot of places, dispensaries out there don't sell live rosin is because it requires a clean grow, and other forms of extraction actually often clean out a lot of the impurities. So for your large industrial grows, if they have a powdery mildew problem, they don't necessarily care as long as the plant still keeps growing because they're just going to throw it through CO2 extraction and
Well,
quote unquote
they'll
clean all of
wash
that
it.
powdery mildew out anyway, right?
They do a really weird thing, and this is actually practiced in Massachusetts. And it's not me throwing shade. It's not me saying a company's name, but they take and fill a big tub with water and hydrogen peroxide and lemon juice. They take those dirty plants. They dunk them under that water because THC isn't a water soluble molecule. So running it underwater doesn't remove it from the plant or alter it. But what you can do is wash that powdery mildew off, which blows me away because powdery mildew is systemic. It's from the internal part of the plant out and expressing in a mold. Uh, Powdery mildew is one of the most disgusting, grossest things that the cannabis industry comes up against because people can mask it, hide it, wash it, trim it, throw the botulitis parts, botrytis parts away. It's gross. What's up? Somebody saying
No,
some
I
names?
just noticed Eric was
They
laughing.
said
It's
what
'cause of the
strain?
comics.
They said
The
what
comments.
strain is this again?
This is Stud Muffin by Jinx Proof. You
Gotcha.
guys
And just
haven't,
to
bro,
remind
Jinx
everyone, we have a contest
Proof.
going right now. So there's 2 T-shirts being given away, Between the Rows T-shirts, which is what Dan is wearing today. If you want to see what it looks like, it's a
Joe
really,
said it looks good.
really cool T-shirt. So one way is to guess Dan's favorite strain, which is not the one that he just squished. Yo, Shia, whatever your fake Facebook club boy name is. Skinny ties are for pussies, and I'm gonna put that out right now. The skinnier your tie is, the smaller your dick is.
Oh, that's a good T-shirt idea right there. Instead of Thick Boy Nation, put Thick Pie Nation.
Wow, that just went
And this
extremely
is
left.
actually not a wide tie. This is
That's
like
not
a
talking
normal.
shit.
This is actually a
That's not
normal
talking
one.
shit
I
about
have
Mike.
a couple of wide ties. Yeah, don't fuck with my ties, boy.
You might-
So I'm sorry. Where were we, Dan?
I think it was hashtag me tie.
Yeah. So Dan, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you showing us your press and how you can squish stuff out. And like you were saying, people can do this at home, but there's also presses already made out there with warranties and all set up and all that other stuff. But some people will go out and buy the parts and build one. But that all said, we really appreciate the time. Dan Skelton, Master Squisher. That's what the comments called you Master
MS.
Squisher, so that's
MSD.
apparently your Master Squisher. Now
Master
you're gonna have to
Squisher
make sure you
Dan.
live up to it, Dan.
Oh,
Dan Skelton from Between the Rows. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Good time, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Dan Skelton from Between the Rows.
Jessica, how'd you lose audio? What happened? What happened? Can you hear my voice coming through your speaker?
For a lot of people, they get worried when they hear you singing because sometimes that just means it's the end of the show.
Oh, y'all nervous? Because we about to go. We don't want to talk to y'all no more.
Chauncey Spencer, if you're watching, you don't need to worry about any of that stuff. We'll talk about it after. But Chauncey will.
Shout out to
You're
Dan.
gonna be good, and I'll empower you too. But don't worry, you're gonna be good. So
Ooh,
Chauncey Spencer's coming
Heather
on.
said,
Chauncey
well,
Spencer's coming on
guess
tomorrow.
we know what Mike's packing now. Simmer down, big boy. I love making fake voices. It make it sound so much more dramatic. Nice one, Heather. That was funny. Heather might win. Heather might win with that one.
See, what you're gonna start is everyone talking smack about me, and then that's gonna like win best comment.
I mean, if it's funny.
And like just like yesterday, all of a sudden, and this wasn't you. I'm not saying that, but yesterday, all of a sudden,
people like to see you humiliated.
We didn't even bring on Nick the intern yesterday. He was like waiting for like an hour. The entire show was me drinking that pickled egg juice and then getting sick. And by the way, it makes me a little like this morning. I was taking my supplements, and I took one of those the apple cider vinegar pills, and just opening the thing made me remember when I had to drink a glass this size. By the way, like I left this glass here because you guys can't see it, but there's a green film from the pickled eggs juice. It's not
Keyron.
Is Keyron still
Super Bowl
talking
chump.
smack?
Mike Ty so wide you won't even find it. Lil Mama Cool It.
Wow. He doesn't even know. You know what it is? He's so concerned about how embarrassed he's gonna get when he does the foot race with you that he's
just everybody. The person in the comments name Sheila Bucks. That's apparently the nickname that he gave himself, which I didn't know you give yourself nicknames, but apparently he's gonna beat me in a race and all this other stuff. So if you guys can put a little running man in the comments for him, that'd be great. He said he went for a jog this morning. Oh, and I didn't even tell y'all. Wait, check this out. So this morning he wake up super early. He hitting me up, just being a fanboy like he is. And so I respond. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what's up? What you got? What's up? What you doing? And so he called me. So we on FaceTime. We going back and forth. And then all of a sudden, my dog just started blow drying his hair while he talking on the phone with me. This dude blow dried his hair while he talking on the phone with me. Can you believe? Like, we sitting there talking, and he just. I must have looked at him like, bro, don't you ever start no blow dryer.
I was trying to think of things.
Why are you talking to me on the phone? This is a man-to-man conversation, and you gonna start a blow dryer? You gonna start blow drying your hair while we talking on the phone? My man.
I'm trying to think of what else he could do in the bathroom that would be worse than
my man. My man said you interrupted my daily routine.
Brushing his teeth would be
man blow dried his hair to me.
Brushing his teeth would be
like brushing your teeth. That's cool. I can understand. Your breath stink. And you need to brush it.
You might even be like, yo, I don't really need to see you brushing your teeth right now. But
no, it's not even that. I wouldn't care about the brushing the teeth part because that's a 2-minute thing. That's 1 minute. Like I can blink and you gonna be done. But my man's is blow drying his hair. Do you know the sound that a blow dryer makes in the bathroom? First of all. Second of all, my man, you talking to a man on the phone and you blow drying your hair. Bro, get off my line. I don't want to see you no more. Please.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know,
my man blow dried his
in the
hair.
comments, his name is Shia LaBeouf,
and he gave himself that nickname, by the way. Shia LaBeouf is, I don't know who sits in the mirror and goes, you know what? I'm going to call. He was like, you know what? I'm going to call myself Shia LaBeouf. Oh, man. And then he claimed he going to beat me in a race. The Bugatti versus the Toyota. Who gonna win? He probably got a little turbo in his Bugatti, but it's like one of them little small turbos. Like, so, show the people the top of your head. That's funnier, bro. I'm not looking. Yes, my hairline is gone.
Listen,
That's
we're,
fine.
We're all,
I embrace it, bro.
We're all human beings.
I don't wear it. Look, that's the thing. I don't wear hats. Y'all never see me wear a hat. You wanna know why? Because I embrace my no hairline.
Yo, why?
I embrace the shape of my head. I embrace this chocolate, and I let it melt. So stop hating.
And can I just say something? How come this millennial is jumping on and he's screaming in all caps?
Because that's how he talk. He just want to feel
That's
like
an
somebody
old
can
person.
listen to him.
That's old people do that on Facebook.
At least he didn't sit to pee with you on the phone.
What kind of computer do you have to use where everything the cap locks is still on? What kind of activities are you doing where the cap locks needs to be on all the time? That's just weird.
Johnny Two Socks said, "Blow drying hair always comes before lipstick. Always."
Yo, Shia LaBeouf, you better get some of your boys.
Oh no, he might have won
chat,
that one.
in the chat.
Hey, that might have been a one right there. That might have been a one. That was a Twitch dude. We might got a Twitch dude.
We might have a Twitch winner today. Yo, Twitch guy, you better stick around.
You gotta
beat
beat
might
that.
have won.
I gotta beat
So for
that.
all you don't know, the guy on Twitch said blow drying. We just he said blow drying hair always comes before lipstick, always. So everyone right now, that's what you're competing against for funniest comment for one of the t-shirts, and then the other t-shirt is if you guess Dan Skelton's favorite cannabis strain.
Thank you, Dan. That's what I'm saying. Youngins talk about things that don't count. The finish line counts. Exactly. It don't matter how fast he get off. It don't matter how luscious his hair he think his hair is. None of that matter. But at the end, when he looking at my back, the back of my head,
so we're
breathing hard as hell.
We're giving away 2 t-shirts. Two different people, or the same person can win, but 2 different t-shirts are being given away today. We give away stuff every day, so make sure you watch every day.
Oh, Layton, what's up, man?
So
What's up, my Britain man?
He's coming on the show.
My Britain man, what's up, man?
He's coming on the show. He's going to talk about some CBD coffee stuff, which is cool. Why is he still screaming?
Hey, Dan, what type of oil you put in your car?
So yeah, Twitch dude, stick around because at the end of the show, that's when we announce the winners of stuff. Also, in Twitch, if you put guess some strain names. If you guess one right, if you guess it right, then we'll try to look at your.
Well, he put it in the thing. There you go.
Yo, guy from Twitch.
He put it in
our super fan Scott.
He tagged it in the comment. Well, because LeBucks, he said he couldn't see the comment. They can't see the Twitch comment.
Yeah. So, dude on Twitch, super fan Scott just pasted your comment from Twitch into Facebook so that everyone else can see it. So
the always kill me part, because I mean you doing it every day.
Well, I think the rationale is that if you're blow drying after you put on your lipstick, then it can get all like something. I have no idea. I don't even like using chapstick. Graham, you're awesome, but none of you can see it. I'm watching. Graham's just so patiently waiting while we're fucking around. But Graham's so ready. And by the way, I have to say, so everyone out there. This is day 24 for us. I thought it was day 25. This is day 24 for us, and we appreciate everyone that's been watching and all the new viewers that are joining on. We've been doing this every single day.
Yeah, LeBuck seen that comment.
Contests every day, by the way. A lot of people have started doing their own streaming stuff. Graham
not the size of the
went
boat.
from 0 to 100 in a week. His setup and the quality of his stuff. And Graham goes live a lot if you're friends with him on Facebook. I don't know if it's a friend thing or a public thing, but anyway, he goes live a lot, and even his practice sessions are rad. And then on Saturdays, and he'll tell us about it, but on Saturdays he actually does an official I'm going live, and his stuff sounds better than almost anyone that I've seen doing live instrument performance stuff. He has his stuff really.
Well, can't wait to hear it.
I should stop belaboring it, huh? Let me just do a tiny bit of housekeeping here.
Hey, yeah, you should cut your hair, my brother. Cut your hair if you lose this race.
All right, so before we go to Graham, because I don't want to interrupt with BS during while Graham's on. The daily contest we do contests every day. Shy is like screaming and all. It's like arguing with like an elderly person on Facebook where they scream in all caps all the time. Why is this button stuck? Yo, buy a new keyboard, bro. Like buy a new keyboard. We don't need any more caps. It's all right. We get it. You're talking. We get it. We know you're upset. You don't need to. We don't need the all caps. That takes special effort to leave all caps on. I don't even get that. And the dude's like, what is he like? 18 years old?
Ooh.
No, I'm just kidding. He's like 22.
He said you was born in 2000, my brother.
All caps is his shit. I see. All right,
You was
ladies
born
and
in
gentlemen,
2000.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to have Graham Richards on. I've known Graham for a long time. He's super talented. By the way, can I tell you something? We've had some really talented musicians on here. We had the Red Sox organist, and now we're having Grant on, and we had he snaps while he performs. I'll give him a special shout out later because I can't remember right now because I haven't had any breakfast. But we're gonna go live to Graham Richards right now. Graham has set up a studio in his home where he goes live now all the time, and he gets like a lot of people watching. So everyone needs to definitely figure out how they can hook up with Graham. Graham, we actually have you live on. Can you hear us? No, actually, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Solid.
yeah.
It's like a mute button. I've never used Zoom before.
Well, so by the way, dude,
fact,
first of all, I appreciate you muting yourself because that was awesome. I was like, wow, Graham is totally, because you've been waiting for us for like 10, 15 minutes now. We totally
I've been waiting for you my whole life, Mike.
Graham, Graham and I met back in the day actually through Chris Almeida, who has a show on at 9 a.m. on weekdays called Coffee Time with Almeida, for any of you who catch it. And Graham is a super talented musician. He's one of the dudes that I met through Chris. And Graham, I've seen a lot of you from that time period go on to do like really amazing things and just like continue to do music and continue to create and stuff. And it's so great you've been doing some crazy stuff that I didn't for a couple of years. I don't think we were like connected on Facebook or something, and I didn't know you were doing all kinds of awesome stuff. Graham, tell us where you're coming from today and just a little bit about some of the awesome things that you've been doing, and then we can talk about your music and the page and the stream that you're doing.
Sounds great. Hi, Eric.
Yo.
So, I mean, the reason that you hadn't been seeing me on Facebook for a while is that like about 4 years ago or so, I dropped off, and just was really kind of trying to deal with some like, I don't know, some artistic stuff, some mental health stuff. And, I just kind of found myself in a place where I was performing more locally and not trying to reach out into like the greater population. And so, you know, fast forward a few years and the world ends, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in a little house up in the Sierra foothills by myself. And I'm like, maybe I should try to reconnect a little bit. I'm in a little town called Murphy's up in the Sierra foothills. And I live 2 minutes away from the world famous Murphy's Irish pub, where I just walk down the street with my dog Sugar. That's Sugar.
Hey, Sugar.
She says, and I spend probably 25, 30 hours a week behind a piano there, just playing, just doing the thing, you know. And it's a wonderful place. I actually moved here specifically to sit at this pub and play music. I've gotten into a whole bunch of like Irish bagpipe music lately, writing a bunch of like folk material. And this is me, you know, coming from Oakland, where I've been, you know, spending the past many years working with my best friend G Coop in his studio in Oakland, and you know, through him I've been able to make a lot of music with just some heads, man. Yeah, I've been keeping a pretty low profile for a pretty long time, but I've been making a lot of music and just starting to get it out there, you know?
Yeah, and so I've been listening to some of your live streams. I think other people should do because they should too, because the quality of your streams is like right up there with everyone and anything that I see out there right now. But so you were mentioning that you sort of like you've been gravitating lately towards like Irish and Gaelic music and sort of that. But in the past, you actually did a lot of stuff also with like hip hop, right? You were
Yeah, I've basically, one of my favorite things about like working within like kind of, I guess, the medium or the genre of hip hop is that you can bring anything to the table and it is used as raw material to, recreate. So it doesn't matter whether I'm, on some I don't know. Like if I'm playing some like classical kind of stuff, all that can just be taken and kind of repurposed, or get into some nice chords. Right? It can all just be repurposed. So a lot of what I have played has inevitably made it onto records, most notably like with Atmosphere and Brother Ali and
Graham. I'm sorry. Just so you know, your volume just went down somewhere on your side. Something is like a level just went down. We had trouble hearing you through your mic.
Maybe it was. Let's see here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're about at the same level. That's okay. You were a lot louder. It's interesting. I'll try to boost you up over here. It's fine. We can still hear you. Go ahead.
You hear me all right?
Yeah, your levels are way down. It's interesting.
Let me turn my limiter off. See what's going on there. There we are.
Yeah, it's almost like that. You know what, Graham? Just check real quick in Zoom and make sure your audio input is still your virtual one and not your mic.
I've stopped being able to see you.
We're still here. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I guess
funny, Dan.
I don't need to see you.
Dan said, "Can you hear me in the booth?"
We're looking good though. You're sounding good.
Okay, good. I just turned my limiter off. Maybe I was having a little bit of combat between the piano and the microphone. You hear that?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is all kind of brand new to me here. Between working with like, I was working with on a documentary series for about 6 years called G Coop and O Man, and it was just basically one episode after another of here's a bunch of music, here's how we make music together, here's how we involve rappers. And it's just like one episode is a piece of music from conception to completion. We did 58 episodes over the course of a few years. And, the whole project was just set up to evolve itself piece by piece, much like, the kind of working with now where there's all the pieces of the puzzle and all of those pieces can individually be made better and better. But you can't, at least I can't do it all at once. So, the past couple of weeks for me have been about trying to take all the knowledge that I've got about mixing and engineering and all that stuff and apply it to a way where I'm like mixing it with the audio and visual, the visual side of things. And then this like magic box that like pushes it out into the internets, which I hear comes on computers now.
Yeah, well, isn't it kind of wonderful though? And really, I don't know, you and I spoke last night for a little bit, and I sort of touched on this, which is, like we're all affected by the fact that the virus is happening right now. We're all in the middle of it. It changes sort of our day to day, but it strikes me. So you're a musician. A lot of times artists, like they need their alone time or creative time, but you actually perform normally in pubs, right? In fact, in the pub that you move close to. And so obviously this changed that. And so I'm sure as an artist, you know, when you're trying to do that performance stuff, like you'll obviously a lot of folks are probably missing that. And the idea of like going live on Facebook or going live someplace and performing for people is obviously an option for everyone, but like you really have dialed it in. So, and other people have too, but like a lot of folks sort of like, I think probably struggle to be able to do something like what you've been doing, which is really like you've got your microphone going, you've got your guitar going, I'm sorry, your keyboard going, and everything gets sort of mixed through streaming software, and you're actually you use the same software that we do actually to do this show.
Yeah, I believe at your recommendation.
Yeah, well, maybe. Who knows? I'm sure you honestly.
It seems to be the thing to use. Everywhere you look, it's like that's what people are gravitating towards. So.
Well, and fortunately it's free, but it's really cool and it's very extensible. And, certainly on the show, we don't even stretch its legs the way that it could, but we do try to do some cool stuff. So are you, and this might be changing, but right now you go live to your Facebook page, right?
Yeah. So like 3 weeks ago, I jumped in with a friend, a bunch of friends at the Irish pub did kind of a simulcast through the pub's web page, through the pub's Facebook page. And so I wandered down there and set up with a good friend, Anthony Delaney, and we just did like a half hour of music as part of a larger, more kind of spread out event. And it was my first time really streaming anything live. And so a week later, I was like, well, I'm going to try this myself. So I rejoined Facebook, and after kind of freaking out and yelling at people for a couple of days, I realized how to behave myself on the internet a little better. And then I did my first stream last Saturday at 6:00. Then this past Saturday, I've spent all week just trying to dial in my sound and just give a little bit of a better quality to it. And Saturday at 6 p.m. hit again. So really, I'm looking at Saturdays at 6. This is Pacific time, by the way. Saturdays from like 6 to 7:30 Pacific. And using those as kind of a benchmark for myself to see what kind of progress I can make in my own technical facility, my own creative facility. It gives me something each week to work towards, and then, take a day off on Sunday and just kind of reprocess, think about where I'm moving forward next. And then throughout the week, sometimes I'll just jump on casually and label something as like a practice session and just sit down and work for a while, make some mistakes, not be so concerned with like, this is a finished and polished performance, but more along the lines of, here's how I maintain my chops. Here's how I move forward as a musician. And the combination of those two things, the kind of private, the day-to-day bread and butter, the working, and then the kind of small milestone of a weekly performance. That seems to be a sustainable rhythm for me that keeps me healthy, keeps me sane.
Yeah.
You throw a little bit of marijuana and exercise into that mix, and I think this is going to be a sustainable run here.
Yeah. Well, and you're, by the way, you're in this, did you say the Sierra Foothills, correct?
Yeah. I'm just east of Sacramento.
Okay, so Northern California for folks.
Northern
that
California.
Sure of where the reference was. So Graham, by the way, when you go live, is it a public stream on your Facebook page?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so for those of you, and we pinned your link for your Facebook account, so people can find you in the comments. They can click on that, and
that's great.
They can follow you there. So even if, hey, if you're somebody that knows Graham and you want to do a friend request, that's fine. But if you just follow him, you'll still get his notifications that he's going live, and you'll still be able to watch that, and you'll still be able to enjoy it and interact with him.
That's
that
great.
Way.
I also learned that today. I just learned that right now, that you can follow people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. And we'll also we'll make sure that we find your stuff on YouTube, and we'll post that in the comments too, because I personally am like keen, I didn't realize that you were doing that, and really just because we weren't connected on social media, you were taking a break and stuff, and so I didn't even realize that you had all of that content going up on YouTube. We'll make sure. I know I want to check it out because that sounds
the best place to kind of like I've really tried to formalize everything into a really simple and interesting website. It's pianoyeah.com.
okay.
Piano, yeah.
It's the word piano and then YEAH.
Pianoyeah.com.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah.
There's a lot of good content there. Hours of music, composition stuff I did. There's links to my whole discography and music I've made with like George Clinton and Rhymesayers and of course G Coop and there's just a lot of like random composition stuff that I've been doing to get out into like film libraries, commercials. Recently co-wrote the music for a Fox Sports program called Elite Youth. It's a fantastic program, and actually that's on Fox Sports right now.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, my website's a good source to kind of just smoke a doobie and hear some music.
Heck yeah. Graham, is it too much to ask to have you play us a little bit of music?
I would love to.
I mean, you are in front of the keyboard, so I thought it might be okay.
Let's see. I'm going to get into a little bit of Irish stuff because that's what I'm feeling today. And that's a tune by the great Irish bagpiper Michael Cooney.
I was gonna say it made me want to jump up and start dancing and tapping my feet.
My fingers feel like blocks of ice.
It reminded me of the song, the Titanic, on Titanic when they was downstairs drinking.
Absolutely. It's interesting. I ended up quarantined here about a month after moving into a new place, and so I don't even have an acoustic piano at my disposal. And actually, this kind of wanted to touch on what you were talking about earlier. Is that Mike? Is that as an artist, you end up having to use the tools at your disposal. I think, if what you want to do is create something, and if that's what you're being moved to do, you can't wish that you had this or wish that you had that. If it's a skill that you want to learn, then you learn that skill. And like I'm hurting without my acoustic piano, but I'm very blessed to have this electric, and I think it's the same kind of thing. Like when as a performer and somebody who desires communion with other people, the way that I commune is by playing music. And you take the live element out of that, and easily like half of my social abilities and responsibilities are taken from me. So this has just been I'm trying to use the tools at my disposal to continue to commune with people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's I caught one of your streams the other night, and it's really interesting because you have such a mix of both, family and friends, but then even just sort of, other folks that are sort of able to watch. And I guess it's just really nice to keep doing what you're doing, like, that you normally are performing for just anyone who's willing to consume, but also to connect with, more closely again with your family and friends that normally don't get to come and see you play in person in a pub.
Yeah. I didn't realize until I started streaming recently how many people had been wanting to hear me play. How many people I've not necessarily lost touch with, but people I've lost touch with over the years who were so excited to hear some music from me. And right now, it's like we're all hungry for content. That we're all trying to navigate this new social landscape together, but like really, like we're each confronted with our own new reality and coming very much face to face with ourselves. And music and art is just such an important part of being able to do that safely and communally. So yeah, that's kind of where it is for me. It's all about communion.
Graham, I know you have your daily routine. We all have our daily routines, and I want to be respectful of your day and your time and your energy, because I know you're performing and creating every day. So I know, we're really appreciative that you're spending some time with us to chat and also to play a little bit. Do you think you have another song in you for us?
Absolutely. Let's see here. Here's something lighthearted. This one's a public service announcement. In fact, it's called Public Service Announcement. Common sense for folks who ought to know better. And it sounds like this. Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your wife. Listen up, you no good son of a gun. Don't beat your wife. And don't hit your kids. Don't hit your kids. Don't hit your kids. Even if you're pretty sure there's no one watching, don't hit your kids. Don't abuse the elderly. Don't abuse the elderly. Don't abuse the elderly. They were once young like you. And don't beat your wife. Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your wife. Don't do it. Listen up, you no good son of a gun. Don't beat your wife. Fun of the handicapped. You should never make fun of the handicapped. Don't make fun of the handicapped. They're all smarter than a prick like you, you prick. So don't beat your wife. Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your wife. Don't do it. Listen up, you no good son of a gun. Don't beat your wife, please. Thank you.
Yeah,
Common sense
nice.
for folks who ought to know better.
Yeah. Thank you, Graham. That was awesome.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to sit and play, and I'm happy to sit and listen. So you just let me know what I can do for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but maybe if you have I know we talked about it. If you had another song or two you were planning on that, we're really appreciative. And if you're sort of done, and that's great too. Whatever.
If you guys are having fun, I'm having fun. Here's one. Let's see here. Oh, something nice. This is one I wrote for my goddaughter. Well, I'm a dancing baby. I'm a footloose child. I'm a good luck lady. I'm a juvenile. Won't you put your arms around me? Won't you be my friend? My little voice is calling out through the fire and wind. I'm a washed up loser. I'm a broken man. I'm a self-abuser. And I'm a washed out dam. But when I look into the mirror, I can see your eyes. My dried up tears, they fall like rain. California skies. I'm a farmhouse beauty. I'm a winter crop. I'm a homegrown cutie. I'm a muffin top. Need constant supervision. Can't stand on my own 2 feet. I can teach you how to love yourself the same way that you love me. I'm a constellation. I'm the backup plan. I'm across the nation. I'm a family man. I've searched this whole world over for some place to call my own. So until I breathe my dying breath, my life is yours alone. I'm a dancing baby, yes I am. I'm a dancing girl, yes I am. I'm a dancing baby, yes I am. I'm a dancing girl, yes I am. I'm a dancing baby, yes I am. I'm a dancing girl, yes I am. I'm a dancing baby, yes I am. I'm a dancing girl, bitch I'm a dancer. Yes I am, dancing girl. Dancing baby. Hey, thanks. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. You guys are great. I appreciate y'all. Keep fighting the good fight, and I'll be tuning in. And thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun. I hope I did all right for you.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Graham.
Anybody want to reach out? Find me on Facebook. Say what's up. Got any questions for me? I'm always happy to make new friends, and I'm glad to be here. So thank you, East Coast, and thank you, Internet.
Awesome. Thanks, Graham. We'll see you soon.
Right on, brother.
Graham's awesome. We love him. And Graham, just so you know, I'm gonna quit this Zoom thing. That was really cool. I know I know some folks don't necessarily appreciate Irish music, but I think a lot of people do, and maybe one person was disappointed that Graham wasn't playing hip hop instead of playing Irish music.
Bro, nobody care. You made up your own nickname. You don't get no input in nothing.
He's talking about Shia for those of you who
Exactly, Johnny Two Socks shouldn't be mean to this dude.
No,
he blow dried his hair, plumbed off. You people are savage. I'm going to my safe space.
Is he still on Twitch or is he on Facebook now?
Johnny Two Socks, you better stick on. You better stick around because you still had the funniest.
Oh yeah, Johnny, you got to stick around because you might have won.
Thanks,
which
y'all.
is pretty amazing.
The person is slow as hell. Don't matter.
No, we appreciate everyone coming to watch. Make sure you like the stream and you can share it. Follow, if you're not following us yet, at least follow us. You should like us too. Because, you can see the difference. You can see when people follow you versus like you. And there's 100 people out there right now that haven't liked us, including people that are guests on the show. I think they just don't understand. But, yeah, Graham, thank you so much for being on. That was Graham's amazing. And
much love, Graham. Don't pay attention to LeBuck's comments. He is a troll.
Yeah, apparently.
He's a master troll.
In all caps. He's but
can't run, can't fight, and he blow dry his hair in the morning before the lipstick.
So there's two things. First of all, Dan Skelton, message me privately and let me know what your favorite strain is.
You guys are cool. I followed. Much love, Johnny Two Socks.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Tell your friends. And at some point,
Johnny Two Socks is a funny name.
Johnny Two Socks, if you Well, it's better than like Johnny One Sock because then that means either you have a sock problem or you only have 1 foot. Johnny, maybe you could become our Twitch superfan and help bring some other Twitch folks in here. Because at some point we'll do some stuff where if we get enough people on Twitch watching, we'll do a separate contest. We do give Johnny Two Socks. We do giveaways every single day. Today just happens to be T-shirts. A lot of times it's infused jam, or it's like CBD stuff, or it's T-shirts or hats, or I don't know, different stuff. And we're finally getting reached out to by some people that want to do. You know who's gonna do a giveaway? Is Irva. And so to Ruben, if you're still watching, Ruben, I'm sorry that I didn't put your logo up.
Shout out to Ruben.
But that's sort of what the logo.
Not Rodney. Not you, Rodney.
There's too many R names. I'm just we're gonna do a giveaway of some CBD stuff at some point soon with Irva stuff, and we'll get your logo up on screen. Don't you worry about it. But they were awesome, and they sent us a little care package of stuff. In fact, there's some stuff right there, the celestial oil and stuff. Some infused sugar. It's really good. We had a really good, like a cool day today. I hope everyone is appreciating it as much as I am. I don't know what that means. Because to have both Dan and Graham on was pretty awesome. We're going on 2 hours now. How do you feel about
LeBucks, you got to beat me first before you start challenging other people to race.
All right, so Graham, just so you know, the dude that's in the comments,
we already told him.
Talking in all. Wait, now Adam's talking in all caps.
We already told him. Graham heard.
Oh, okay, good. So Graham, yeah, he's gonna. You know what, Graham? So Eric is gonna race that guy in the comments. They have a race planned where they're gonna race each other.
Maybe you can play some sad music after he lose. You can play some hella sad music because he gonna be disappointed.
You know what I would love to do is to have.
Yeah, you gotta play that. I need you to play that at the end of before the race and at the end of the race.
Or like the Price is Right, like. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm probably horrible at doing that. Eric and that guy are gonna race, and Eric's gonna destroy him.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that, Graham. I'll beat him in the sake of you.
And he'll do it. Well, you can say this one's for Graham.
I'll eat an extra donut.
This one's for Graham.
So
this guy Shia LaBeouf has been training. He went jogging.
He goes jogging every morning. He does all this so-called claim
and Eric,
to help him run.
Eric's
I don't know how jogging.
Eric's like, I eat donuts to train against you.
Can somebody explain this to me for all you people out there? Does this sound like this is correct? You go jogging to beat somebody in a race.
Like 100-yard race. By the way, how long is it?
That don't even make sense.
How long is it? How long are you? Like, how far are you?
It don't even matter how far it is. You jogging does not increase your speed, my brother. That increased stamina, that's not speed. Your speed comes from the form in which you run and your mentality, and he ain't got neither. He named himself. Look, if you give yourself a nickname, you ain't accomplishing much. That's like giving yourself a participation trophy.
Shia LaBeouf, he gave himself his own nickname, and he wants it to hold. He's like, yo, I got that. Back in the day.
Oh, you got 100 on me? Well, you just won double.
And I like how he's trying to bust on my ties.
Oh yeah.
If there's one thing in my life that I'm confident about, it's my ties. Like
But that's one thing that Mr. LeBucks is confident about is being a troll. So if y'all want to put, actually, we can put some. Y'all can put money up. It could go to charity, or it can go to his recovery bill because he's gonna be sore as hell trying to beat me in a race.
Yeah, we'll have to have we'll have a fund for him.
Hey, every time he texts me
for his full body cast.
I went jogging this morning, and then I tell him like, yo, I ate some donuts, drink some.
Yeah, Eric is literally eating cheese to train for this race. We talked about it this morning. He's going on a dairy training diet so that
nothing to help. I have done nothing. Why is it a fly in here at this time? What the fuck? It ain't fly season. I had done nothing to train for this race, and I won't do nothing to train for this race. But What I will do is race him in the sake of whooping his butt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sight.
He said, "No, I'm not just jogging. Yo, he jogging. The only thing he doing is jogging. If y'all think jogging can beat somebody in a race, you're wrong. Jogging don't do nothing. You need to practice your form, my brother. You need to get a mentality." Ava says, "I love you, Eric Martin." Oh, don't be trying to get all close to me. But don't be trying to unwrap this chocolate. That's stealing. You gotta pay before you get this chocolate. Sorry. I'm rocking. I'm not stressing. You should be stressing, boy, because you. Actually, I think what we actually should do is what they said earlier was if you lose this race, you gotta cut your hair.
Ooh, no, he's not even going to agree to that.
I know he won't. Hey, if he do, then he must be real confident in winning. But we all know he ain't gonna do that because he's scared. He a girl. He's scared. He a baby. Whang, Goo Goo Gaga. Where's the pacifier? Hey,
remember Goo Goo Gaga?
I did name him that. I named him Goo Goo Gaga.
That's his nickname, by the way.
That was his nickname I gave to him.
Not Shia LaBeouf's. His nickname is Goo Goo Gaga.
I gave him the nickname Goo Goo Gaga. I did. I forgot. Nah, I just came back. But it's crazy how I came back naturally. Like, I had forgotten, and I was thinking, like, dang, he a baby, so it's just Goo Goo Gaga. It's just natural.
Okay, so
JT said Shyla seems like the kind of guy that has tattoos on his face. Shave that head, yes, Dan. Shave the head. Put up 20K and I'll put my hair on the line. No lie. All right, I put up 5. And you put your hair on the line. And then I'm gonna actually train for the race. And then you really gonna be screwed.
So do you know? First of all, do you want to get your music ready?
For what? Who won?
Yeah, we got to do your music.
We got a winner.
So there's 2 winners, right? So one is going to be who picked the strain, and then one is going to be your favorite comment. So Twitch dude, hold on, this could be you. Who knows? Y'all got a few seconds left right now to still guess on the strain you missed, but you got Eric's favorite comment. So there's still a T-shirt you could win if you make a comment that resonates with Eric.
Yeah, y'all still got time to put comments up. Y'all got about 30 seconds.
And by the way, can I tell you that the person who won the strain, it's really interesting who won that. That's right, folks. We're about to announce the winner of today's prize daily giveaway. Today's prize brought to you by Between the Rows. Between the Rows. Quality craft cannabis since not yet, since they're still in their application process. Get these t-shirts now while it's still legal. And the winner is...
What was his name? Johnny Two Socks.
So Johnny Two Socks, this will be interesting. You're our first winner on Twitch. So
Twitch.
how are we gonna do this? Johnny, are you still there? It'd be funny if he wasn't here, and then we're not gonna give it to him. Are you still here, Johnny?
Johnny Two Socks.
We can't. How do we do it? How are you?
Johnny Two Socks.
Yeah, he's still here. Johnny Two Socks. I can tell you. Well, maybe not. All right. So the other winner. You ready for this one?
That ain't you, LaBucks, because you ain't enter. Oh yeah, Johnny won.
Johnny.
I see you, Johnny.
Johnny, you won. So here's the deal: is find Eric on Twitter, not Twitter. I'm sorry, Instagram. It's Martin Jr. __. You know what, Shia? Part of it is rigged because he got to pick his favorite comment, and none of them were you because you're like a.
Your comment wasn't.
You're
funny.
like
You're
a ragged.
troll.
You're like a ragged old person coming on
His
here
comment
screaming
to
in
you
all
was
caps.
hilarious, actually.
Yeah, actually, that's what won. That's
His
what won.
comment
Johnny
to you.
Two
So
Socks.
you actually encouraged him to win.
So Johnny Two Socks, find Eric on Instagram, follow him, and message him, and give him your address, and we'll ship it out to you.
Find Mike and message Mike.
No, not me. Him. You can
Find
find
Mike.
you easier. I don't know. Nobody can follow me.
Find Mike.
I'm unfollowable.
It's on. Actually, just
you don't
go
even
to
know what,
Disrupt.
You don't even know. No, you don't even know.
Just send a
Nobody's
message to
even
Disrupt
looking at
Boston.
Nobody's even looking at that.
Don't send me.
gotta
Look,
be
I'm
you.
gonna tell you, Johnny Two Sides. You want to be disappointed and not get your prize? Send me a message in. Go ahead. I'll tell you that right now. You want to listen here and listen to Mike?
No.
You
Here's
ain't
how. Here's what to do. Johnny Two Socks.
Wait, how old are you, Johnny Two Sides? Before we ask,
It's
because
just a
Johnny Two
T-shirt.
Sides.
He's allowed to get.
It don't matter. We ain't finna be getting his address if he 10 years old. You gonna tell his mom you got this random? Yeah, mom, I won.
Oh, he doesn't have Instagram. That means he's either really young or really older, and
That's why I asked him how old he was.
All right, find Eric on TikTok.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen.
Shit, he doesn't have Instagram.
Nah, we ain't giving
does
you
he have?
shit.
Do you have Facebook, dude?
That's why it's a scam, because you don't get nothing.
By the way, we still have the other winner to announce, so hold on.
Goo
just a second.
gaga.
So Twitch guy, you know what? No one
Heather Brown, please don't listen to LeBucks.
put your email address in the thing, dude.
Heather Brown,
or put your phone number, or however. Just put it in the comments for a few minutes.
65, Johnny Two Sides?
You're 65. Oh, that's cool. You're definitely old enough to win all of this. So that means you have Facebook. If you're 65, you have Facebook.
And so that means go in there and add Michael.
No. Hold on. No. It's not. Add Eric Martin. No. Go on and.
No,
dude. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you in just a second. So go on Facebook and look for Healthy Futures Farms. Okay, this is who you're looking for. Johnny Two Socks.
You looking for
Healthy Futures Farm, and you're gonna follow them on Facebook, and then you can message them. And if you message them, they're gonna mail you your T-shirt out. Don't give us your address. It's not. That'll never help.
That's what he said, though. That's what you said. You told him that.
Well, at first but no, to give you the address so you could give it to Avril and Nate. But then I was gonna change it, but then he said he didn't have Instagram anyway.
Oh no, Johnny Two Sides, my man.
Johnny, we're really happy you won. Oh, so the other winner.
Are you married, Johnny?
The other winner. Everyone's still watching, right? All right. Yeah, there you go. It's in the comments. Oh, I forget about Superfan Scott.
That's because he still think you the intern, Scott.
Can I tell you something?
He think you intern.
No,
Scott.
Johnny Two Socks' screen name has 2 underscores in it, just like your screen name has 2 underscores in it. Because apparently there are 2 other Johnny Two Socks
Exactly.
that are a lot sooner to the game.
Same position I am.
A lot sooner to the game than either of you.
It wasn't sooner to the game. They just got lucky. That's how life. Sometimes life put people in better positions. You just gotta claw your way out. You mother effer. See, Scotty too hotty mad now.
Okay, so the other winner. Everyone's waiting. The other winner.
Play the music.
You want to play? Yeah, play some music. I like the music. It's kind of this music is becoming that we have no rights to is quickly becoming my favorite part of the show.
Johnny said, "I don't use Facebook. It's okay. I got some T-shirts."
Oh shoot!
You don't need our fucking T-shirts.
Johnny's got jokes too.
You don't need our fucking T-shirts. F y'all T-shirts. I got my own.
F your T-shirt. It doesn't matter.
We don't even care if it's free. Got my own shit. I'm grown. I'm 65.
He's a grown man.
I'm 65.
And today's winner, who picked the correct strain, that's Dan's favorite strain, which is GMO.
G to the M to the O.
And Mary Palmer. You won today, so you actually get an awesome Between the Rose T-shirt. Between the Rose, you won Mary Palmer. So the awesome ironic
Mary
thing
Palmer is not a woman.
Mary Palmer. Well, it's like half and half.
Dang, you see my
CJ
man
Senni
called
and
you.
his girlfriend.
Nah,
CJ
DJ,
Senni
my
and his
man
girlfriend.
said you got half and half.
What, like he's like Meatloaf in that song? I would do. Is that the song? I
Yeah,
forget what it
DJ
is.
said you got half and
like-
half, brother.
No, I wasn't. I saying Mary Palmer is, I believe,
Hey,
two people.
I said Mary Palmer is
A woman. But she might be a little insulted because there's a she part of the equation too. Maybe she.
yeah, but
might-
Mary Palmer, that name Mary Palmer is a company. That's the company. The company is Mary Palmer, not the person. There's no person named Mary Palmer at all.
Wait. So Jason Trenholm was saying we should have a contest where the winner gets to tattoo Shia LaBeouf's face. Put a tattoo on his face.
Okay, JT coming up with the ideas.
Now you're into it.
Maybe
Yeah.
if we lose it, maybe if he loses the race, we get to tattoo his face.
So good news, Johnny Two Socks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna donate your T-shirt that you're not gonna bother
To taxes.
getting.
We gon' donate it to the
No,
taxes.
We'll repurpose
too.
it, and I think
No, we won't. He says that, but you know what happens behind closed doors of these big time places.
well, Mary Palmer will get first dibs on one of the T-shirts, and it's like a extra large, and then there's like a medium. So I think we need to do. Maybe we can have a contest for little people.
Hey, all right, LeBucks. I can't wait. Actually, I'm finna screenshot this comment right now and send. I know exactly who to send this comment to. You said you do what now? You said you get all the girls. Is that what you said? I know a certain person that I love to hear you say that.
A certain person who she lives in Maine, who happens to
wait,
be.
hold on. I gotta find this camera real quick.
It's alright. He can't copy. He can't delete his thing
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, that's nice. I got that picture. That's a nice picture right there. I got it on here just for you, my brother. Shout out to LeBucks, who said,
Hashtag LeBucks
just
girlfriend.
JT, I'm sexy. It don't matter. All the girls want LeBucks. All the girls want LeBucks. That's crazy. I can't wait to show this picture to all the girls that want LeBucks. Anytime it's a girl that want LeBucks, guess what I'm gonna show? I'm gonna show this picture. So I can't wait to go. Hey, Uncle Pete, you out there? I need to come to Maine real quick because I got a picture I need to show around town. Mr. LeBucks himself said, I got it all. I get all the girls.
So Johnny Two Socks, yes, if you can whisper DM me your thing, and I'll do my best. To
Mr. LeBucks is scared in the
We're brand new. We're brand new on Twitch, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. He's gonna be. So by the way, Johnny Two Socks, he's gonna be video game streaming soon. He's starting real soon, and he's gonna be doing it at Facebook. And he doesn't think he's gonna go to Twitch, but I know he's gonna go to Twitch. He'll be also going to Twitch, so you can watch him there too. He'll be doing games all day.
LeBucks is scared. Let's see if his comments is still all caps. They might have went to
They're all in lowercase now. He's like, "Shh, yo, boys, please. We don't need to be saying this so loud. Come on, guys.
Come
A
on,
little discretion. Now it's time in the comments when he wants some discretion.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, come on. Don't be talking about that. We don't need to be saying that."
Man, I hope them caps. Let me see.
He's
if
like,
I
"Oh
still-
no, my comments live forever."
That's so crazy, right? It's crazy when you say stuff that you don't mean and then it ends up in the comments, right? Seems to happen a lot. It seems to happen a lot. Oh, this picture look good too. Let's make sure Mr. LeBucks, you wanna read that for me? You wanna read that, Mr. LeBucks? What that say? It say all the girls want LeBucks, huh? Dang.
We've been going for a long time now. It's afternoon time on the East Coast.
Damn, it is afternoon. Oh, guess what? We've come to the end of the road. This tunnel is starting to go. We love y'all, but this is the end of the show. Peace.